Do you want to introduce yourself?
Alright, howdy everyone. My name's Miku, or my actual name is Dale, and I'm here today to speedrun Blinx the Time Sweeper. And I'm here joined today by On as well, who will help co-commentate with this run.
Good evening.
Okay, so we'll be doing 80% today.
Good morning.
Yeah, or good morning. It is pretty early in the morning. So, we'll be doing 80% today, so basically 80% is where we're just going to be going through the game in any way we can. But, this game's pretty, held tight together, so it's not too, like, glitchy. So you'll be able to see all of the game and all of, like, the crazy stuff that happens. Also, I just want to say that in the last 24 hours, for this community, we actually hit sub 1 hour for the speedrun, which is a huge milestone. It was, broken by Eternity Lotus, so big congratulations to him. And
yeah, that happened just yesterday, not all that longer.
It was pretty crazy. Okay, so I think that's everything we need to say really. Anything we need to do before we start?
Nothing on my end.
Alright, nice. So the timer starts when we hit yes on this text box.
Just give the call out.
Okay. And I'm picking blue because that's my favorite color. Alright. Are we all ready, boys? All set? Alright, I'm gonna start the countdown in 3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck.
Thank you. So for World 1, it's not really too bad. We're just going to be flying through it really easily. We got these text boxes that we have to just skip through. And we're going to be maneuvering the camera around to skip as many text boxes as we can. So like this enemy, we're not going to look at him, skip the text box. There's only 3 enemies in this world, so it goes through pretty quickly. And it's just showing you the basics of what you need to do. So Blinx, you sweep up trash that's scattered around the map, and then you shoot the time monsters with it. And then you enter through the skull gate after all the enemies are done. And then
That's the basic gist of every level, is to run through it, defeat every time monster, and exit.
Yep. So you saw those little crystals on the ground. These are time crystals. We're not picking up any right now because we don't need them. They will be for later in the run, for World 2. And our first little skip is coming up right now. And also you can see gold pieces. We need gold during the run, so then we can buy it. So we shoot a trash, and we just jump up here. Skipping a button to press the door. But we do need to press this button though. There we go. And then we have more gold on the ground. So our main goal of throughout the whole game is that we need to collect as much gold as we can to buy all the items that we need, like time control holders, different sweepers that allow us to do different things, and like super bombs and stuff. And we're coming up near the end of World 1 right now. Do a little cool jump right here. And you can also see that after we kill like these enemies that are like standing on balls, and we're collecting their balls under them, they're 100 gold each after we get them. So it's very important to collect them after each stage. Each trash or everything has a gold price for when you bring it back, so it's important to look for your surroundings to bring any trash back. So here we come on our first boss. It's very simple. You just shoot him when he comes near us, like this. So you can see he's flashing white, that means he's invulnerable. And once he hits the ground here, he'll be back to vulnerable. So he only takes 3 hits right now. And after we do the last hit, we're going to go right up to his box, and we're just going to collect all the gold. And before we leave the stage, we're going to grab these little canister things here. They're worth 30 gold each, and it's going to help us with our shop later on. And that is World 1 in 2 minutes and 44 seconds.
Proper optimization, these stages can go by very quickly.
The later stages get very crazy, but they're also really fun.
Might also be a good idea to talk about the game versions, because some players of the game might think that it looked a little different to how they played it. It's because this game, Blinx the Time Sweeper, actually has two different versions of the game. An original release version and a slightly altered Platinum Hits version that was released later. The Miku here is playing on the Platinum Hits version because that is actually a faster version than the original release. There's a lot of changes that they made in the Platinum Hits version, like too many to list individually, but in any case, it ranges from having different sets of time monsters in certain levels to certain events not spawning. In any case, the Platinum Hits version is much faster. Like one of the biggest changes that we've seen so far is the World 1 boss only takes 3 hits to defeat instead of 4.
Yeah, and there's like I'll be noticing, not noticing, but I'll be telling the changes as we go on, like any big changes. So you can see that we're actually collecting time controls right now, and we're not going to be using a rewind right now, but we will be using a fast forward soon. So they're pretty self-explanatory in how we use them and how they work. You know, rewind just rewinds all the enemies, events, and like projectiles that are happening at the current time. And fast forward just puts the game in double the speed, and also puts a force field around you. And this is going to be very helpful later on when we're doing like strategies that allow us to hit ourselves, and then we can take a bit of damage. Because in this game, if you take 1 bit of damage, you're dead, and it uses a retry, which is the little icons in the top left corner. This game can be, yeah, this game can be quite brutal for a new player, because it's kind of like Crash, how you just die to one hit to touching someone's arm. There you go. Oh, you just saw me do a skip right there as well. We did skip one enemy, but we will be going back for him later in a very cool way. Across the river. Now we're hoping to get a fast forward here of these enemies. So the way that we collect time crystals is that you need 3 of each one crystal, and then an extra of whatever, or you can get 4 of the same one. If you have 3 plus 1, you get 1 time control. If you get 4 of all the same, then you get 2. And I was unlucky to get no fast forwards, but it's okay. We can burn some time. Now we want to hit this roulette to get the G. There we go. This will help us with our gold. Now I'm hoping that these enemies up here, there's 2 enemies up here, hopefully they give me a fast forward crystal. There we go. And there we go. Nice. This will help us a lot in the next world coming up. There we go. Shoot the bomb into the Karopa's mouth. And now the last enemy, you're like, where is it? He's all the way over here. You kind of just want to aim like this, shoot it, it'll hit the wall, it'll drop down, and it'll blow him up. There we go. That's almost the end of World 2. Now we're coming up on our second boss. Spawns us in a little arena first, so we can pick up any trash that we need. And then as soon as we enter this door, then the boss will spawn. Very simple boss. You just shoot him in the back. If you shoot him in the front, he will suck up your trash. So once you hit him first, you want to come up to this side here and collect another fast forward crystal. And then he's going to do a little pounce attack, but luckily he can't get up here, so we can just kind of cheese him. After the second hit, we will come over to this side, which is where the gold gate will spawn. He'll do another pounce. Then we go up behind his back. And then same thing with boss 1, we want to go inside of him. And then get his gold. And World 2 is done. They're not all that quick, but I mean, technically the run hasn't even begun yet. World 4 is when it starts to begin, when it starts to get crazy. So I'm going to use a fast forward here. Take out these 3 enemies. I'm going to wait for him to spawn. There we go. And you've noticed that during the run, the enemies, some of the enemy colors have changed. This means that they will take more hits to kill. And this is very important that you need to manage your trash effectively to kill the time monsters as efficiently and quickly as possible. This is a treasure chest, this has gold, this will be very useful for us. I'm going to suck up this trash, and then we're going to do another skip because we hate doors. We're going to come over here to this rock, and then we're just going to jump up here. kill this guy. So we're gonna make sure we have 3 normal trash. I'm gonna jump on these trampolines. Kill these guys. And here's our yellow Corona Blob. See how he's only took 1 hit. And then we need to take another. There we go. Then we jump on top of this bridge, and then we just jump up here. Now, in this world, we will actually be going to the shop for the first time. So we're going to be visiting our girl Catherine, and we're going to be buying a time holder and a sweeper pack large. So the sweeper pack large will allow us to hold, able to, hold 5 more pieces of trash. So that means we can hold up to 10 max. And the time control holder means we can hold 1 additional time control. Alright. So you might be thinking, where do we need to go? We just go in here. Come down, we're starting to see red octa balloons now. Which, same thing, they just take 1 additional hit. Take them out quickly, then you want to get this red barrel. Shoot them up here, and then you can just skip another door and come up to this little cliff. Hit another chest. Now we want to activate a fast forward here, but before we do, we want to make sure we stock up 3 trash. Shoot your first trash, hit the fast forward, and then deal with the enemies. It can be a bit difficult to play with fast forwards because you are playing with double the speed. And this means all your actions and stuff is also at double the speed. So it can be a bit weird to control. But once you get used to it, it is a hell of a good time control. Jump on this.
Yeah, it's probably that and record are the most useful time controls in the game.
Absolutely. Record's coming up as well. Will get a chance to show some very cool record gameplay. Oh, I missed that. So these are Molgons. You have to stand on top of them for them to come out, and they are a pain in the neck. There we go. Unfortunately, there's no bombs here, so we have to shoot the croppers in the back. Now, what we want to do is we want to grab a record. 2 records is fine. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to activate a fast forward. Get the gold. Yeah, there wasn't much there anyway. Then we're just going to run to the gold gate, collecting all this gold. Oh, there we go. Nice. Alright. Level 3 coming up. We suck up these 3 pieces first. Then we just jump into the little lake. And by the end of this world, we want to get 1 rewind, 1 fast forward, and 2 records. And luckily, we already have most of them anyway. So we just need a rewind. And I should actually probably grab these retries. So you can see in the top left, my retry holder. So basically when I get hit, and get hit by an enemy, it will use a retry, and it will rewind to a point where I didn't get hit. And that's basically how the lives work in Blinx. You'll probably see me die a couple times, but it's alright because retries are not scarce. They're pretty out in the open if you ever mess up. Because this game's
buy them in the shop.
Yeah, but that's for wimps. We don't have time to spend money on retries.
Yeah, that'd mess up the money route.
That is true. I mean, if it's for safety, then I guess you could, but it's Okay, here we go. I'm gonna grab the gold before the tom-tom biker gets it, and we're gonna skip a door again. We're gonna jump over this cliff like this. Suck up these 2 bombs. Now, if we don't get a sorry, no retry. If we don't get a rewind here, it's okay. We can get it in the boss coming up. Oh. I was meant to shoot a bomb at the wall to kill the Chronoblob, but it's fine. Does he drop a rewind? He did not. Okay, plan B. Ooh.
Do we have time for a quick donation?
We absolutely do.
Sounds good. We've got $20 from Misha. Blinx, let's go. Loved this game as a kid and very happy to see it showcased. Shoutouts to the evac crew.
Nice. I was very surprised that I didn't see many Blinx the Time Sweeper runs at events. So I'm happy to always do it like this. Yeah. So for this boss, it's just like a Molgon, except he's just a bigger version. And you just want to stand on top of these stone pillars, so then he will eat it. Now I'm waiting for him to get on top of here. There we go. Okay, now before this, he's gonna come towards me. We're gonna use record. Hit the boss. And I'm gonna run away from him. So what this is gonna do is that it's gonna spawn the money. And then when record ends, it's gonna rewind back to that, to when before we hit him. And what's this gonna do is it's going to double the money that we get. Because the game doesn't, oh, hold on. So the game doesn't know that, the game doesn't know that it's spawning money twice, because when it rewinds back, it doesn't delete the money that came out before, so the game's like, quick, get the money out! Okay, so for this skip, coming up...
Yeah, it's more like it's spawning it money once for the record and once the actual time.
Yeah. So for that skip that you saw me do, we're just holding right and down on the control stick. Pretty cool. So you see our water spirit friend here, he takes 6 shots to kill.
That's another difference from the platinum hits and the original release version. That slug, water slug enemy takes less hits to kill, so that's another useful thing.
Yeah, on the original version, he takes 10 hits to kill. So that's very funny. We're gonna go some bombs, and we're gonna be doing some sniping this this level. This is not the usual way that you play the level, but I think it's a very cool way that I saw from Commander Ducky, who was my big inspiration for running this game. See me, I'm just kind of running all over the place, just shooting enemies. Go. And we also want to get one record from this. Pardon me. I want to get the one record from this level. And we can do so by just going to the bottom. That's why we also have a rewind. Unless we don't need to. Okay. Apparently I didn't hit that chrono blob, but that's okay. So we're gonna use a bomb and we're just gonna unleash the landmines. Okay. So we're just gonna grab one more record, if we can. We're gonna take this little ball, and then we're gonna come over here to this fallen rock. We're gonna use a rewind. Come back. And we're just gonna run up to the goal. And this one. We're gonna take our second trip to the shop. Now we should have 5,500 gold, and we do. We have 5,700. So we want to buy the time holder, the TS 1600, which is the heavy sweeper, and we want to buy 3 super bombs. And record's gonna play a huge part in this as well. And no, I notice a lot of casual players don't buy super bombs, or like the sweepers as well. But super bombs are super useful. They're probably like one of the best things in this game. Here we go. So we get our trash.
Yeah. Now that Miku has a new sweeper as well, it's a good idea to point out how that works with trash. Because it's been there for a while, but there's also bigger pieces of trash than normal. And those bigger pieces require more powerful sweepers to suck them up. If you had a lower level sweeper, they'd be stuck there and you wouldn't be able to use them.
There we go.
However, with more powerful sweepers, you can suck them up, and the bigger pieces will deal a lot more damage to enemies. So it's good for dealing more damage.
I don't know what happened there. I think I got hit by my own I didn't even think that was a thing. Okay.
Well, that's something I've never. That's an.
Okay.
Scratch that off your bingo card. That's a never happened before.
Well, good
Did
thing
that also undo your record?
Yeah, it did. So it went back to. Okay, so we're just gonna have to do it again. It's fine though. I hit a second record, so it's fine. That was so weird. Okay. I'll take note. Don't jump in front of the giant train thing that's coming towards you. I didn't think it would hit me, just because it was like my own thing. Oh, is that the? There we go. Now we're going to use this, and we're going to jump over this door. And we're going to use a fast forward to shield ourselves. Now we're going to use this trash, and we're going to hit this water spit. So this boy is a tank. He is a beast. Don't want to mess with him, but then he turns into a little dino dude. Alright, before we go in, we're going to come over to this chest. We're going to hit it. We're going to see if we can grab any time controls. We don't want to grab any pauses or slows right now. We only really want to grab rewinds, fast forwards, and records, just because they will pause and slows will play a useful part in the game later. Shoot 2 bombs into there. Then we want to grab this ball. Suck up all the bombs. And then we want to come over to this corner, shoot the corner. Now we wait for it to explode. And we want to hit the button when the camera's panning. This is going to skip a cutscene. It's like 3 seconds, but it's fine. And we're just going to jump up the mountain. Before we do that, and then we're going to go down, shoot 2 bombs to the corruptors. Hopefully hits both of them. I'm gonna suck up some trash. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. See what I mean? Pretty he's an absolute unit. So we're just gonna suck up this trash. So now we want a record and some fast forwards. Which is kind of a shame because I really wanted to save that record for the boss because we want a money dupe again. But I guess the game had other plans. You can also see the corruptors are red now instead of green. Pretty sure that was shown in the last level as well. But that just means they take more hits, as usual. With these plays, we're going to come back to them. And now we're going to grab ourselves 2 records. And now I kind of want to rewind as well. Oh, never mind, I messed that up. There's 3 enemies left. We have a water spirit, a octoballoon, and a dust turtle. Just gonna suck up some trash. Pick up this big trash. So the big trash, they do 2 points of damage, and the normal trash does 1 point of damage. The super bombs also do 2 points of damage, if anyone was wondering. And there is one trash that does 3 points of damage. It's the 16-ton weight, which we can sweep up now because we have the heavy sweeper. So for the 4th boss, he's the same as the first boss, except he varies a little bit in behavior and what he does. So what we want to do now is we kind of just want to hit him and not make him move. We want to keep him stun locked. And the trash can spawn at random places, so it can be a bit rough. So after the 3rd hit, he will lose one of his wands and then he'll go berserk, which means we can get a nice free hit. And we want to make sure we don't miss this last hit, otherwise it'll cost us some time. There we go, now we use a record, and then we jump off the edge. This will do for money.
Very nice.
Yeah.
That boss can be very difficult if you mess up the timing. Because his AI and how he acts on each damage phase can... Basically, he'll stay right on top of you, and it's almost impossible to get away to get a proper shot on him. So getting that without too much trouble is very good. Those shots between each phase to keep him stun locked is very difficult to keep on top of. So good on you for doing that. It's not as easy as it looks.
Okay, now we're on to World 5. Gonna be some more enemies that come up. Hopefully I don't get hit by a exploding barrel. So we want rewinds and a record for the next level. We also want to rewind for a thing that's coming up, a room. I'm going a bit slow right now, but it's just to, just to show everyone what's up. I'm going to use the octoballoons to shoot each other. Wait for this octoballoon to come back up. We're going to be doing some nice parkour between these blades. There we go. Now I didn't make a good cycle, but it's okay. We just wait for it to come back. There's 4 enemies in here. We've got a Mulgon, an octoballoon, a chronoblob, and a dust motor. All taking 2 hits to kill. So we kind of just suck up another 4 trash. Stand on top of the... Oh! We get his ball. And then I'm going to get another rewind and a fast forward. Then we want to come over here. 2 pieces of trash. After we pass the saw blade, we want to use a rewind. So you can see those little pieces here, they're blue. This is golem pieces. They're 100 gold each. And what happens is if you let them, if you don't pick them up, they will build into each other and they'll make a golem. There we go, nice. So it's good to get them as well because they're, you know, 100 gold each and it'll help us build to our shopping arsenal. Last enemy coming
Yeah,
up
how
here.
they're supposed to work is that when you approach them, they'll merge together and form into a golem, which is another enemy. But if you sweep all the pieces up before they do that, the golem will form with less health. And if you get all of them, he'll just die on the spot.
Like, yeah, you weren't able to see him because he I took all the pieces before he could forge. So now we want to grab a time holder and 3 super bombs. And this is the stage where you're like, whoa, because it does get a bit crazy here. I remember seeing this strat for the first time and I was blown away. And I'm not sure who figured this out. I only saw this from Commander Ducky. So what we want to do is we want to rewind, miss the barrel obviously, but come up here, and now we want to watch. We want to wait for this mole gun to drop up, and I think we got into a bad spot. So we kind of have to guess when he's about to pop up. I'm going to do it now, so we want to record, shoot a bomb. I'm going to come up to this pit here. We want to line up here, and we want to drop down. So we missed one of the monsters down there. I think we missed the Chrono Blob. That's okay. I'm just gonna shoot that. And hopefully it should get him. We want to get all the gold pieces here too, but I think I'm gonna miss it. So you will see it build up. So he's gonna only have 1 HP, because we got 2 out of 3 pieces. But he's only 1 hit, so it's okay. Okay, I want to grab 2 fast forwards, sorry. So we have 2 now, and I want to get a record and a rewind. If not, we can always get some in the next mission. Drop down, I'll get a record. Jump up here, and then boom. Stage is ended. Whew. Don't need to go to the shop for this stage, we just want to grab 1 piece of trash, and we want to come up to this button right here. Then, come over to here, I'm going to jump down, shoot the spiker, pick up 2 pieces of the golem before he comes up. It'll be a bit scary dealing with these enemies, but it's not too bad. Gonna get the mole gun to pop up. Hit him with the big log, and then we're just gonna run up. So we're pretty good on time controls right now. We want to leave this world with at least 1 rewind and 2 fast forwards. But we will be using a rewind soon in this level, so we need to get another one.
Yeah, you need one for the boss.
Yeah, so the next boss coming up, we'll be using a rewind glitch, or glitch technique. But it's just going to be very helpful, because he is kind of a pain. So there's 2 rewind crystals up here. And there is 1 in the corner here that I'm going to try and get. There we go. Ah! Now, suck up 2 pieces of trash. Aim for this guy, and aim for that guy. Pick up the dust turtle ball. So then we get that money. And we want to grab 2 pieces of normal trash and a big trash. And we want to come down here and we want to get a good shot on that mole gun. It was actually hit him with that, and then we rewind. Because he was about to form, but then we just said, no thanks. Oh, I made a mistake. I need to shoot these guys first, and then... Oh. So what happened there, why I died was because the golem, the little ball thing there, that's a hitbox. So you obviously want to be careful about that. I wasn't, because I was a bit silly, and it happened again. It's still fine, we still have retries. And this will actually allow me to correct my mistakes. Okay, that piece just fell through the floor. Oh! I didn't expect him to hit me there. Alright, the run's crumbling. Nah, it's alright. We just have to make sure we deal with this enemy first.
I'm expecting you to get damaged during the button cutscene.
Yeah, me neither. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to grab retries as soon as possible because it would be quite upsetting if we had to do this level again. But luckily, there's retries up here. So we're going to use this fridge to boost ourselves up. Come up here. And then we want to inch ourselves up. There we go. So now we have 2 lives again. Which is, thankfully, I'm very relieved by that. And the hitbox of the Octoblink kind of blocked that shot. So we're just gonna pretend that didn't happen. Wait for him. This is always one of the hardest stages to execute in the entire game, so it's like, it's not too bad that I'm messing up here. But I mean, if this was a real run, it would absolutely be over. I would instantly hit the reset switch. So we want to shoot a fridge here, then we want to jump on top of this, and then we want to do a little jump right here. Shoot the guy right here, and we'll see if he drops a fast forward crystal. He does not. We'll just head over to the boss. Now, this is where the rewind comes in handy. So he's kind of like a golem, in a sense, like a bigger golem, called the Juggernaut. So we're going to use a fast forward here, just to speed up. He does a phase where he rolls at you, and then he will turn into the Juggernaut human form again. So what we want to do is rewind, shoot him, and we kind of just want to do this till the rewind ends. And what this is allowing us to do is stopping him from spawning his little ball children. And you'll see in a sec what I mean. When you shoot him, there'll be 3 balls that spawn from him. And if you don't rewind, then it's going to constantly spawn 3 balls that chase you. And it's very annoying.
Yeah, that trick was originally found by Commander Ducky. Initially, it was just used so you can repeatedly get hits off of them because it just rewound the boss to have his hitbox vulnerable again, which in itself was massive.
Absolutely. So I just did a fast forward there. So this enemy is like the water spirit, where it takes multiple hits to kill. Same
It's
thing.
the fire spirit.
Get him done. Then we want to jump on top of this. And then we gotta go over to that cliff over there with the enemies. Ooh. There we go. We got the nice hit on the gatekeeper. I don't want to grab applause yet, so I'm kind of just rewind. So yeah, this is a good time to grab some any crystals you need. So for this world, we just want to grab the chords and fast forwards. But a rewind isn't too bad either. Collect all the gold, called Tom Tom Bike that steals it. He's gonna come over here because he's like, rewinds. What Tom Bikers do on this game is that they will suck up any valuable crystal or money if they can. You can shoot them, but it kind of just wastes time. There's not really a use to do so.
No need to do so. All they want to do is just steal stuff and then leave. Shooting them does drop time crystals, but it's kind of random and you'll be wasting what ammo you have anyway.
This door hitbox is terrible, so I'm just trying to lure out the purple cone above. Yeah. Oh, activated the side foot there.
Yeah, that's one of the not the best design controls in this game. It's kind of got like a funky backflip and then a side flip you can do, but they're not good because they kind of incredibly rigid movements, and when you do them, it kind of kills all momentum that you have. So if you accidentally do it when you're trying to do a jump instead, you could end up killing yourself because you fall off a cliff or unable to move out of the way of an attack or an enemy.
Yeah, it's not exactly the best design choice, Thank God they got
They
rid of it in the
removed.
second game.
Yeah, they removed it in the sequel.
Okay, so we bought 5 super bombs, and what we're hoping for is to get the enemy through the door. We did not, but that's okay. So once again, we skip doors. Just want to come over here, just kill these enemies. And we're going to be using a record in a second. Actually, no, we're going to be using a fast forward. So after we do this, we're going to use a fast forward. We're going to suck up this big megaton weight. Quickly jump in here. Oh, there's one. We're going to jump on this car and then quickly jump off. Now we're going to use a record. It's a bit fast what we're going to do, but we're going to 1, 2, 3, 2. Okay. Spawn the gatekeeper. And that should get them. It was a bit tight, but it should in the end get kill them.
Yeah, it looks like it will.
After that, we're gonna come over here. Use a megaton weight on this. Now we have to wait for this Molgon to show up. Now we just have one enemy left, and it's just this duster. And you see that I'm saving super bombs when I'm leaving the levels. That's because so super bombs are 500 gold each, but if you buy the same item, you actually get a slight discount. So it's 500 here, but if I buy another one, it's 850. So what you want to usually do is you want to try and save as many super bombs as you can, because if you bring it back at the end of a level, it's 250 gold to you. So you actually end up making a bit of money back by doing so.
It doesn't look like he's actually using them when that's the case, but he actually is, because when he used the record before, he used every single item. That's another advantage of the record. He can basically duplicate and double the amount of ammo you have.
Let's see if we get a fast forward here. We did not. That's okay. Let's make a little skip jump here. Jump on this red barrel. And then we collect 3 normal trash. We just do a little jump here. Fill the up the balloon. Now we're going to be using a rewind here, because what we're going to do is we're going to hit the chest. Then we're going to rewind so the chest closes. And then once the rewind ends, we can open the chest again to get more gold.
No, I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool little thing to do. So we can hit it, and that adds up money. So what I'm going to do as well is I'm going to get some more records, because the next world is very heavy on like your time control usage. I need another small trash, and then we're going to jump up these conveyor belts. Oh, he kind of just said hello. That Molgon can be a bit of a pain, just because the hitbox of the dust herder when he's recovering is really big, and the big trash love to collide with that. But luckily we got you know, pretty lucky with that. And here we go, we're coming up to the end of World 6. We will just be doing the boss, and then we will be at 2 worlds away from almost finishing the game. So what we're going to do now is we're going to 2 super bombs. We won't be saving these ones, but that's okay, because you'll see what I'll be doing in a second. So this boss is very, very easy. It's World 2 boss, except he just has more health. And there's a lot of time controls here. So what we want to do, fast forward. Then you want to use a fast forward. You want to shoot behind them. This will use a fast forward. Then we want to do it again. Because this boss has 5 HP. Oh. There we go. Now we want to money dupe this boss again. Oh, I was a bit late on the record, but it's okay. Record. And then we're just gonna go off the edge. And we're going to do this twice. So, ooh, pardon me. So what's gonna happen is I'm gonna immediately jump off the edge. It's gonna spawn the doubled gold. It's gonna rewind again, and then it's gonna be triple gold.
Yes,
So
this is actually taking advantage of probably the biggest and major glitch in this game, called the alternate timeline glitch. How it works is the rewinding for a retry and a record are pretty much kind of the same thing. So if you happen to use a retry when a record happens, the game kind of gets confused a bit, and it will redo both what you did in the record and what you did after the retry. It kind of does both. And what's better is that you can chain that infinitely if you've got retries to constantly use.
So that was quite unfortunate. The triple dupe kind of messed up there because I went over the record, but it should be okay. As long as we're okay with just being sparing with our money. But
Do we have time for?
Oh,
do
yes,
we have
do.
time for the 2 quick donations?
Yes, we do.
We have $10 from Joel, Blinx,
Ooh.
Pog,
We love
and
Joel.
then also $10 from Anonymous. The T, they're attacking. Put my money towards Whack-A-Mole incentive. Good luck to all the runners. And by the way, we do have a few upcoming incentives. Blinx 2, which is the next run coming up, has a bid war, which Jimmy's the only ones in there for $30. And then we have a two goal incentives. Smile for me with only 15% done, which it's coming up pretty soon, straight after Super Mario Galaxy. And then also we have Banjo-Kazooie. We're almost done on that one. We're less than $100 away on that one.
So I kind of messed up the super bomb placement here as well, but it's not too bad. Again, we can kind of just adapt. So we have one more Octobloom here. Now, going to be using another super bomb right here. So we're going to aim right over there, so hopefully to get all the enemies. Get some trash. Now we're going to jump on this car that I shot before. And we're actually going to skip a door again. So we're going to come up to these stairs. Jump over it. Jump, shoot that little dragon thing. Shoot the ice turtle, which explodes.
Yeah, don't stand too close.
Yeah, you will.
Probably got on most players when they first started the Everwinter stages. Like, one of the first new time monsters you encounter, you shoot it, and then it explodes in your face.
Yeah, it's always funny to see new players experience that. But they're not too bad, they're just one hit. So since I shot a super bomb at this spiker, he's only 1 HP. Oh, before we open this door, we need to grab these 2 pieces of trash. So the big megaton way and the log. I'm going to be using it for these last 2 enemies. Activate the gatekeeper. Hit the gatekeeper and then it will move back into its little thing. And there we go. Now, 7-2 is the big stage. This is what we call the showstopper stage. And why we call it that is because it's one of like the big plays in the game that either makes or breaks the run. And I'll show you in a sec. So I'm going to be doing the Scuff Showstopper variant. So what we do, come over here, use record, shoot, then we want to jump onto this car, then we want to do a little jump here. I messed up there. So you don't want to get that falling animation. You wanna... There we
It's
go.
a problem in the second game too when you get that falling animation. Because
What I
that
did-
happens, that kills all your momentum.
So what happens is I went behind the gatekeeper and I'm going to activate it. And it's going to play a big role again because we're going to use another record for these super bombs. So we're just going to come down. So we killed the, I think it's the Tundra? I think that's what it's called. The dragon. Now we're going to use another record here. So what we're going to do is shoot a super bomb over here. Shoot a super bomb over here. Then we want to go through the spike gate. And since we're invincible, we can kind of just go through. If you were playing Blinx normally, you would get hit back and die. Now that's happened. We're going to wait for the super bomb to explode. Oh, the game froze suddenly, but that's okay. Does that sometimes with records. Okay, now we want this spiker to come through the door. Because every time you hit spikers, they get angry and they want to roll at you. There we go. We want to collect a lot of trash here. Shoot this guy. And I kind of want a record, but I guess a rewind's okay too. Ah, that's unfortunate. Okay. We got another water spirit here, so we're just gonna go and pepper him real quick. So nice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Turn into a little dragon. Now we got a spiker over here. Let's see if we can get him. Got him. Come over here. Now get a fast forward, because why not? Now the last 2 enemies over here. Oh. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use a super bomb here. Oh, that's not what we want to do, but that's okay, because we can actually use the invincibility frames of my retry to take out this dust turtle. Wouldn't be a Miku stream if we didn't make mistakes. It's okay. Yeah, that went pretty well, I would say. I'm a little worried on gold, just because of the I didn't get the triple dupe down, but hopefully we should be okay. So now we're gonna buy 4 super bombs for this one. When we spawn in, we want to look over to this direction and we want to shoot. This is going to hit the spiker. Now we're going to quickly ice skate over to the gatekeeper. Ah, yes. Actually, I'm going to restart this because I kind of need little certain events to happen. But it's okay, we don't lose too much time. There we go. Nice. That's what I wanted to see. Then we want to grab small trash, big trash, small trash. Okay, we didn't... Usually the spiker rolls down. Oh, he did. He rolled down over there. That's okay.
We just had another donation come in here. We were right to read it out.
Yeah, sure.
Rightio, $50 from Wet Sweaty.
Yeah.
Oh no, Mick. Incentive for the Motas Time sweep name. Got you covered on that one.
There you go, on.
Yeah, well, at least there's something to add on the boards.
So I messed up my record there, but thankfully it doesn't use a retry. This just means we have to use... We just have to walk over to the ice turtle. But it's not too bad. There we go. Those clouds can be a pain, and also like the record pathing here can be a bit tricky. But it's not too bad. You just come over here and it gives us extra gold. So maybe that was a blessing in disguise. So we'll see if we can get a retry here as well. That would be quite nice. There's one at the door. Okay, so now we want to grab a megaton weight again. Oh, also if you skate too long on ice you will slip, which kind of sucks. Okay, we want to hit record, hit the gatekeeper here, hit the guys with the super bombs, and then boom. And then we kind of just want to wait this out, because you know, we don't want to we don't want to get hit by the super bomb. So, but you can see record's like pretty broken in this game, because it allows you to do things that you're not able to do normally. There you go. Gonna get a fast forward here as well, and maybe another record. Actually, a pause would be very good here as well, because that's gonna be helpful in the next world. And now, cut the corner, and boom. I don't like the 6 minutes that I'm behind, but that's okay. Okay, so we're going to buy 3. Yes. And to save money, we're just going to do a little thing. So usually you would buy 4 and kill the boss with all 4 spike bullets, which also do 2 points of damage. But since we're low on money, we're going to be doing a bit of cheapness right now. So we're going to get him to come up to the ice, make him shoot some trash. Now, then we're going to use a rewind. Now with this boss, oh, it's going to make a noise. Oh no, oh! Yeah, there we go. So now we want the boss to knock out this part of the stage, and it's going to do that every single time we hit it from now on. Oh, that's not what we want. There we go. Sometimes the boss can be a bit tricky with where you want it to stand. So after this, the boss will do its thing, check the stage, and you can see it does a little script movement, and we want to like hit it right at the end of the script movement, so then the AI will kick in, and then it'll be like, alright, I need to kill Blinx, and then that's when he'll start hunting. Right. On our last hit, we'll be using record, and we'll be doing the money dude. Hopefully I don't mess this up. It'll be quite funny if I did. Okay. Record. Does a little spin. There we go. And then once again, we're going to use another retry to money dupe this. There we go. So we don't want to do it too early, otherwise to not spawn the to not despawn our record clone, like last time. But you know, stuff happens. So you'll see when I come up to this to the boss, it's going to be about 3,000 gold. There we go. And we saved $250, I think, or $200 on, well, I should say 200 gold on the spike bullet, so it's not too bad. So now we're going to come back to the World 6 shop. We're going to buy 1 Super Bomb and a Water Sweeper. So the Water Sweeper is not as fast as the ultimate, the Heavy Sweeper, the one that we just had before, but it's going to help us deal with the fire guys that are in here. We're going to use a fast forward and then Super Bomb. Now luckily we have these pauses, so they're going to be very helpful. Because there's also golems in this stage too. Alright, grab these two pieces of trash. Kinda want... Nah, it's alright. I said I kinda wanted to get that record crystal, but it's kind of blocked off. I'm gonna run past those fire plate thingies. I call them hash browns, because they kinda have the shape. Okay, grab a small piece of trash here. Grab another one, and we just want to run across. Sort of run on the far side. Oh, there we go. I was a bit nervous there. There we go. Now we want to use a pause here because the Tesla coil can be quite annoying. We want to get these golden pieces because we're low on money. Then, get these 2 bits of trash. There we go. I'm pretty happy about that. Now, after we deal with this spiker, we're going to do a cool little jump right here. But we can actually suck trash through this fence. So, I'm going to jump on this cog, and then we're going to quickly jump over here. Nice jump. And you can see that I'm shooting the fire spirits, like, one shot. And that's like one of the effects of the water sweeper is that it'll take care of the fire sweeper, I mean not the fire sweeper, the fire monsters in one hit, which is very useful on time.
Yeah, you could also do that to the water slugs back the few worlds ago if you have the fire sweeper as well, which was what you usually used for the run before you swapped over to the heavy sweeper.
The old strat used to be that you buy the fire sweeper, but we actually moved away from that because we thought that the heavy sweeper was faster. So we're just going to grab one super bomb here. Then we're going to immediately record off the bat as soon as we get into the stage. Oh, my bad. There we go. Oh, that's okay. We just want to come in this room, and then we just want to blow a bomb in there. And then we want to, if we want to get any more time crystals, we can go into that room. There's actually enemies over here that we need to deal with first. Big crash. That spike over there takes 4 hits to kill, so he's a bit of a tank. Now we need, I would like some fast forwards, I think. So we wanna have like a couple fast forwards for the later stages. Still have these dust herders. Now we have to hit this button. I'm going to collect a record, but not get the whole thing yet, because we have full time controls right now. But we will come back to that, unless I mess up like that. Want to hit a pause, and then we want to aim our super bomb right there. Then we want to sweep up these gold pieces. Then after the third piece, we're going to take a little shortcut. We're going to jump onto the cog. The Tom-Tom biker meanwhile getting hit by the fire. Okay. Oh, that's actually pretty good. I'm going to grab this. This will be, the fast forwards will be very useful for the boss that's coming up. Now, shoot a piece at him. There we go. So we got all the golem pieces. We'll wait for this guy to turn into a little dragon. Last monster. I do want that that retry does look tempting, but I will not go for it. Okay, here we go. World 3, pretty cool stage as well. We might be low on gold, so I'm going to. Nah, it's okay. I'll use 3 bombs. So what we're gonna do another record off the bat again. So we're gonna go up to the right, jump to this fence, use a record, and we want to hit these 3 spikers and the dust soda, and we did. That's a big pog champ. And then we want to shoot a super bomb right at the last second. And then what that is going to do is going to kill all the enemies down there, so we don't have to deal with that really bad area. There we go. Now what we want, a pause would be very nice, or a rewind. Rewind works too. There we go. I'll just get like that. And now we want to jump across like this. We'll use a rewind here. Now you have to be careful because the Tesla coils are they have a bit of a dumb hitbox, so you do have to be very careful. The golem's going to die. Now we're going to be using a fast forward here again for the seesaw. So what we're going to do is we're going to intentionally take damage. What we're going to do is we're going to do that. We're going to rewind. And there we go. We should be good on gold now. Hopefully.
Game kind of intends you to use a record there because it gives you record crystals to like weigh down the seesaw and run across, but you could just damage boost through using fast forward.
Nice. There we go. I'm pretty happy about that. Now we're going onto the boss.
Ugh.
Yeah, this boss. Everyone hates this boss, but it's not too bad.
I still consider it worse than the final boss, personally.
I think my least favorite boss is probably round 4, just because of how dumb he is. So we're going to be using the same rewind trick that we did on the easier version of this boss in World 5. but it works a bit differently in this one. So what we're going to do is we're going to instantly use a fast forward, and we're going to pray that he only rolls once, which he did. And we're going to stand under him like that, and use a rewind, and boom. And this is the whole fight.
You can have a random amount of times where he just rolls at you during the ball form, and it could waste a lot of time if he does it lots of times.
Nope. Speak of the devil.
Shouldn't have mentioned it.
No, it's
Sorry.
okay. It's okay. I had fast forward, so it's okay. So it's not too bad. So you only have to hit him. You only have to use 3 rewinds in this fight, so it's not too crazy. But it's okay. This boss used to be really, really annoying. And on the original release, you'll see later on that if you ever played the original release, this boss is just immensely unfair, because we're going to be doing a boss rush soon.
Because what's not also being shown in this boss is when you use the rewind trick, not only is Miku skipping a portion where the boss loses a bunch of the little mini balls at you, but the stage that you're standing on will also split into rotating sections, and the holes will appear, like you saw here at the end of the level, and it appears there, and it becomes very difficult to avoid the attacks, avoid all the mini balls, avoid the boss. It's hard.
So right there we had to buy 10 spike bullets for the boss rush. We had 15 extra gold, which is very tight. So we're going to be going through the 4 harder versions of the boss again, but we have spike bullets, so it's not too hard. So this boss is 5 hits, so we use 2 spike bullets and 1 normal trash. So what we're going to do is we're going to jump and immediately shoot. I'm going to come over up to his left, grab this tree branch. Pardon me, just had a burp right there. Very nice of me. There we go. Oh, that looked a bit early, but it's okay. Wanna grab some gold. Now we're on to the second boss. So this is the Hydrosaur. So it's the ice boss again. And while we're here, we're gonna grab a rewind time control again, because we're gonna need it for boss A again. There we go. Also, in the original version, with the boss rush, if you buy ammo, and then you go to the next boss, your ammo will completely disappear. Thankfully, that's not like that in the Platinum Hits edition. Your ammo will stay in your sweeper. So that's what the biggest difference is when running the original release. Got a retry, because I kind of want to make sure that I don't die this run. But it's basically the same song and dance. We just go over to the corners where he ends this like scripted section. And after that, we'll go to the end, right near the goal gate. And then next, after this boss, is the frog boss, the Karagon, the red one. And we're going to be doing a record on him as soon as we enter through. And we're going to grab a lot of time controls as well. Because his arena has like loads of time controls that you can grab.
It's basically the best place to grind in the game, I think, because I'm fairly certain he's also the boss that just naturally drops the most money.
That is true. And he's also easy too.
So if you just need extra gold or time controls, you just come here.
Alright, we're going to shoot him once with this. And then we're going to wait for him to go up. Shoot him again. And that was pretty easy. Now, I should have shot an extra spike bullet, so then I could have used it. But it's okay. Because we can just, we'll just wait for him to shoot out a piece of trash, and then we'll just suck it up. Not the best optimal way, so we need him to look at us. He'll jump 3 times. Shoot a piece of trash at us. And we'll just go behind him again. Boom. And then the last boss is 8 bots. So hopefully we get lucky on our RNG. I was unfortunate enough on my PB that he did too many rolls, and it cost me getting a sub 1, which was very unfortunate.
Yeah, because you didn't have any fast forwards to mitigate it either, which is
Yeah.
not fun.
So I'm going to save my fast forward here. Very lucky that he didn't do another roll. So we'll wait for him to drop down. Rewind. It's just the same thing again. A lot of new players have a lot of trouble with these because they don't know about the rewind technique. Especially because of this boss, because of how hard he is normally. But thankfully it's not like that in the speedrunning game. Man, he really loves rolling on the second. There we go. How many times has that been? 5? Was that 5 rolls or 6? There's a couple.
That was, I think, 5.
Okay, here we go. One more rewind to go. And then we will be on the final boss. Which I know there's been a lot of people who have trouble with him as well. But he's also not too bad if you know how he works. Oh, kind of just went over that. Luckily, he was nice and he only rolled once. I didn't even have to fast forward there. So what we'll do is shoot him with that. So after 3 hits, he'll go into his like little aggressive mode, and then he'll die like that. Now we go to the goal gate, and boom, we are onto the final boss. Now we want to buy 10 spike bullets. You don't need 10, but it's just useful to have. Okay, so the gist of this boss is that he has 4 phases. He's got his single phase, his double phase, his aggressive phase, and then his vulnerable phase. So right now, we need to hit him twice with the spike bullets to get him past his normal phase. And he's vulnerable when he starts shooting bombs, but he can actually shoot him just before he shoots it. So now his second phase is coming up. He spawns 2 of himself, and you need to shoot both of them at the same time. Luckily, this only takes one hit. Now this is when the aggressive phase starts. So now, this is the part of the run where people got confused on how you defeat him. But essentially you just need to activate every single time control once, and that will break off his shell armor, and then that will make his vulnerable phase happen. So what I'm doing right now is I'm kind of just locking him in place, so that he doesn't cause much trouble. So I'm kind of just walking into his swing range, and then just quickly blocking him up. I see a rewind that I want to grab, and also during this time he will activate time controls. He will activate a fast forward, pause.
Board available as well.
Oh yeah, and pause. So he'll activate like a pause, fast forward, and slow. Dude, these rewinds, these are crazy. Oh, I actually, yeah, okay. So now we need a...
Yeah, slow and fast forward as well.
Yeah. So sometimes, so this is the most RNG part of the run, is where you need the crystals to spawn. But you can make the more crystals spawn if you run over all the other ones, so then it empties out the cache. There we go. This is also another part of the run where I kind of got owned by RNG. So this is our first slow of the run as well, which is very funny because we used to be able to pick up slows during the run, but then we just kind of we went to rewinds because it was faster. So now we're just waiting for a fast forward to spawn.
Oh, this is unlucky, you're not getting any fast forwards.
Yeah, it's okay. So when he uses the fast forward, it's kind of good because it speeds up the crystal spawn rate. And if he ever uses a pause and a slow, you can actually use a time control to negate the effects. Oh, that's not good. Oh, there's our fast forward. So that's very good. We use our fast forward, and then his vulnerable phase will happen. You want to stand just like away from him, you move to the left, and then boom, time. That's it. That's Blinx time sweeper.
Excellent work.
So 107.54 on my end. What was the time on Speedrun?
It is 107.56, but I did hit it a little bit late, so it'd be around the 107.54.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, well, if this was, you know, a normal run when I was trying to get a PB, I'd be pretty air about it. But you know, for my first time at an event, I feel like a 107 is pretty nice. Yeah, you know, just want to say thank you to ASM for having me on for doing this run. Thanks to everyone who was watching. Big shout out to the Blinx core, which is the Blinx Discord. Bunch of awesome guys that you know, that I joined in. Shout out to all the speedrunners at the event. Want to thank On for also co-commentating with me. It was a pleasure.
Thank you.
And that's all I have to say. So I can head it off to you guys now.